Hi, and welcome to today's webinar, Top Service and Support Trends through the year 2020. My name is Per Strand. New technology, new behaviors is completely changing the support and service industry. My intention with the presentation today is to give you some inspiration as well as some new insights that you can bring back home to your organization, and that will hopefully help you to deliver better customer experience to your customers. The content will be both tactical and strategical, so hopefully you get some good things that you can bring back home. Again, warm welcome and thank you so much for listening. So my name is Per Strand. I work for ComAround. I've been in the support industry for a little bit more than 20 years and helping hundreds of organizations to improve how they deliver customer experience, customer support. We have been focusing a lot on digital support and automation and try to see how we can improve the overall handling of support and customer interactions. I had a big opportunity to be co-writer of Self-Service and Knowledge Success, a book that is available in most online stores. And it's been very appreciated in this field. So please, if you have a possibility, read it and let me know what you think. If you want this presentation or have any other comments or questions or want to add something, just drop me an email at the email address at the top. Before we start with the top trends today and see what's going on in the industry, let's just sort out some definitions. And I would like to start with knowledge. We see an increased interest for knowledge connected to all this new technology. And it's easy to see that we really need to have a structured knowledge base and structured knowledge that we can connect with this new smart technology and our algorithms, of course. So let's start with data, which is the unstructured form and just letters and figures. Information when we start to put data in groups and it start to make some kind of meaning to us. And knowledge is what I like to define as information that we can or will act upon, which means that it's actually speaking to me as a receiver. So let's look at the top service and support trends that we believe is coming from now and from here to go forward. And we will talk about knowledge management trends and challenges. We will talk about knowledge management and knowledge center service and why it's been successful. Ditches, we don't want to do the same mistakes as others has done before. And of course, we want to understand why should we care? What's the benefits of using these new service and support trends and why should we follow the crowd? So let's start where we are today and what we see coming from now more and more. 5 top customer support trends that we will follow this year. Proactive customer support, personalized customer journeys is something that's growing more and more and will definitely become a reality 2019. We see that AI will be less artificial, and with that we mean that we will look at AI more as a way to empower our staff or our teams rather than replace humans or automate everything. Ticket deflection, also super important and something that all organizations need to look at, how we can do all we can to deflect tickets before a problem occurs, and that's back to being more proactive. Omnichannel support, also super important. We have to see where our customers are and give them different alternatives on where they want to interact with us. And then we need to have a strategy and we need to be able to help them in all channels, and they don't want to start over again and again. And at last, the 5 point is customer experience. We see that customer experience is probably being a little bit of a buzzword 2018, but still super important. We see that customer experience is much more important than products and brands or price, for example. That used to be super important, and now we see that it's not enough to have the best product anymore. You need really to have the best customer experience, and that's something that is good for everyone in the support and service industry. Let's start with proactive. The days sitting around waiting for the customer to contact us is in the past. Now we have all this data that we have been tracking for the last couple of years, and we are talking about live statistics and so on. And with being proactive, we mean that we need to monitor our customers and understand what they are doing and be able to see problems before they occur and help with needs and issues that they have. So that will definitely be important to provide real good customer experience. We can also see that, as mentioned before, that AI will be less artificial and more part of the customer service teams. So we will use AI for specific areas to really empower and help our teams to deliver improved service. When we look at self-service and deflecting tickets, we see that super important to do all we can to reduce the amount of recurring tickets that is coming to us. And we really need to think about this as Google instant search results where customers can answer their own issues without needing to submit a ticket. So this is also something that needs to be personal, and we need to follow, of course, and be able to be proactive and provide the right knowledge for the right person. And looking at the customer experience, and we have research from Google that shows that 90% of consumers move between devices when they are making a purchase, as an example. So customer support needs to be able to support customers at every step of the journey, and that comes with traditional support as well. So we need to have omni-channel support where we can have the ability where the support team really can get access of all that information from the different channels, and with the help of that be able to provide more correct answers and provide better solutions for that customer. Short about ComAround. ComAround was founded 20 years ago, and I'm one of the co-founders, and we really help our clients to automate and empower customer support with something we call intelligent knowledge. Our software, ComAround Knowledge, is a powerful AI cloud-based knowledge management software, and it's really designed to help our clients optimize the support flow and share accurate knowledge at the right time. In 2011, Gartner said that 85% of customers will manage their relationship with an enterprise without interacting with a human. And this was 7 years ago, and Gartner was now just one year away from this prediction prognose. We can just realize that Gartner was probably right on track here. And at that time, saying that 85% will handle their interactions with a digital touch was quite a bold statement. And I will come back to this, but we really see that many organizations start to reach those numbers where digital is really growing, and especially when we think about volume. So that's also something that's super interesting and gives us new opportunities to follow patterns and track all this data that we can use to develop new, smarter service and improve customer experience and customer service. So this is my youngest daughter, and she was born in 2008. And just to give you a perspective of how this new technology is developing in a speed we have never seen before, and understand that many of us that are still in management positions and controlling this, we have been around for quite a while, and a lot of this new technology hasn't. So think about what will happen when the next generation and the generation after that will start to come out to work. My daughter is born 2008, as I said, and this little device it was born 2007, so that was 12 months before my daughter, and that's the first generation of Apple iPhone, and that really started to give us mobile access to internet pretty much everywhere, wherever we were. So we had unlimited access of knowledge just in our hands. When I started to work, I referred to it as the internet generation. Internet was new. That was back in 95. And we started to see area after area where internet became more and more important for us and a part of our daily job in some way. About 10 years later, we really saw this mobile explosion coming out. And internet all of a sudden was mobile. And you could do other things, of course, too, besides internet, but internet was definitely an important factor. And now, about 10 years later, again, we see that AI is the new mobile. So people born today that is younger than my daughter, they are actually born into the AI generation. It will be basic for them to talk to virtual agents or Siri or Alexa or some other digital help. So it's a big difference to have this from the beginning to start with, or as we have done, try to implement this new technology on our previous way of work or trying to enhance it afterwards. So that's super interesting. Let's look at some knowledge management trends and challenges we see. First of all, we can definitely say that there is a huge technology hype right now. We see that it comes so much new technology, and of course it's super smart and powerful, which also helps to grow this hype. We can see that it's an increasing interest for knowledge connected to especially all this new technology with AI, and we see that we need knowledge to provide or feed the bots, as you can say. Also remember that after an hype there is often room for failures, and this is a prediction that Gartner came out with last year, or 2017, sorry, and they said that 2020 99% of artificial intelligence initiatives in ITSM will fail due to the lack of established knowledge management foundation. So think about that. We are investing really heavily in AI right now, and 99% they predict will fail. So we have to understand that AI is definitely the future and extremely powerful, but we must understand that we are also learning at this point. So back to having AI empowering people rather than automating and replacing people at this stage. This is the Gartner hype cycle for emerging technologies from 17. And as you can see, just at the peak of this hype, we have areas like machine learning, cognitive computing, connected homes, deep learning, machine learning, virtual assistants, IoT, and so on. So a lot of these new technologies that we really are talking about is at the very peak. And what normally happens after, at the next stage, is when we go into the inflated expectations, or it's a lot of failed projects, and before it matures and we understand how we can use this technology and where it fits the best, and really start to provide long-term value for it. Something that's super important from now and has been, of course, is saving time. If we are focusing on saving time, we will come out as winners. If we look at where AI investments go right now, the driver of AI projects, we can see that save time is at the very top, save money at the second. So my recommendations would be, if you are in product development or building a new process or in a support team, you should have this in your focus. Save time. As customers, we want effortless interactions. Remember who the leading web crawler back in the days was Alta Vista. In 95, they were pretty much the start of internet, wherever you want to go. And just in a couple of years, there was a new player called Google that were really focusing on saving time, keeping it simple. At the same time, Alta Vista started to add more shopping links, banners, and stuff that really was there to take our interest away from the search. So I guess that could be one reason that we left Alta Vista that fast. So again, customer experience. The customer will always go where they have the best customer experience. If we look at the top AI use cases right now, we can see that customer engagement, call center service, and digital platforms, marketing platforms is at the very top. So I think that a lot of the AI cases right now is aimed towards increased customer experience and service and support. So we definitely see a lot of new, exciting things coming in this field. Aspect said in 2017 that poor customer service continues to kill business, with 54% of customers walking away from a business that delivers bad customer service. So what we are seeing is that customer service is growing in importance. Product is still important, of course, but back to customer experience. Customer experience, the whole experience when taking in a new brand is much more than just the products and the features. So recommendations, always be the customer's preferred first choice. They talk about it's really a winner attitude right now and no place for the second. So save time, predict needs, understand context, help me to action, and try to focus on integrations and consistency in your different channels so that you can provide accurate answers. Offer online choices, of course. Short introduction to KCS and why that has been very successful. To start with, KCS is a methodology, and it really is about focusing on knowledge. KCS is also a methodology where we create article as a byproduct of resolving issues. So it's not a project or something we do on top of what we do today. It's more how we can develop what we're already doing. We have a goal with this, and it's to develop a knowledge base where we can really have our collective experience in an organization or even outside organization, which will help us with onboarding and stuff like that, and really feel trust in that knowledge base. We also see that KCS is really not a guessing game, and building articles is not a guessing game. It should be totally based on real demand and usage. So you would not set your system owner to write articles for a certain system. You start to use it, and then you listen to the users of that system, and that will be a really healthy, good, valuable knowledge base. And KCS also really encourage people to collaborate and work as a team, and not have a specific owner to a knowledge. That's something that we can collaborate on and improve as we go. And back to recommend that we, of course, offer online alternatives. 91% of customers say that they are frustrated if they can't find answers that they're looking for online quickly. And this is numbers and statistics from Eptica from last year, from their knowledge management study. 75% of customers report incidents where agents haven't had the right or sufficient information. Also super important, and I think this tells us that there is a big gap between real demand and the knowledge that is accessible for people providing service. So think about having a knowledge base that is really healthy and also reflects the need of the organization really well, what that could do with this number. Omnichannel support we have spoken about, and we can see that 70% say that they often experience inconsistency between channels. So I think that tells us why omnichannel strategies and omnichannel integrations is so important. And 94% of customers say that high quality response makes them more loyal. And I think every organization wants loyal customers. So think about how we can increase the quality of the response. So back to the Gartner prediction that 85% of all interactions would be digital. We have a real case here with Stockholm University, huge organization with 60,000 people, most of them students. And they have a lot of recurring questions, of course. And when we first came in contact with Stockholm University a couple of years ago, they had about 15% digital touch with their organization. And just within 9 to 12 months, we together with them and focusing on building up a great knowledge base, delivering great customer experience and a healthy knowledge base, we have turned those numbers around. So today we can see that they are delivering 87% of all resolved issues digitally from digital platforms, which is of course great. Some success factors from that case, which goes for all case, is that they managed to have great involvement on all levels. That includes management, operations, agents, and really think about what's in it for me and have those different persons and answer that question, why should we do this? We had proper training and coaching. It's about getting one unified language, so we speak the same language and we have the same goals. Measure on right levels and measure long-term, short-term, and make sure that you measure the right things. And of course, never forget the customer focus. We are doing this for our customers, not for ourselves. And what does the customer want? Go out and listen and ask them. Some ditches that we have experienced doing this with hundreds of organizations, implementing self-service, knowledge-centered service, and the knowledge-driven organization. Management not taking ownership and not buy-in from management. Ineffective coaching programs where you have too few or just short projects going on. Don't have a good workflow, so you do something on top of what you already do. You need to really see how your process works today and make sure that you are adding as you go to this knowledge base. Measuring the wrong metrics, also very common ditch. And it's important when you change way of work that you also are open to change what metrics you are following. And you don't want to see it as a project, because a project has an end and you don't want this to end. So you don't want a project manager that just leaves when he thinks that everything is on track. You want a knowledge manager or somebody making sure that this is evolving as you go. Some benefits of harnessing knowledge in your organization and working this way. We see that you can have dramatic changes or improvements in your operational or operation, and you can increase the organization's capacity by up to 100%. We see that delivering really good customer success or self-service success with the help of this knowledge base. And if you are combining self-service with KCS, we can see that we can improve that with up to 70-85%. We also see that there is a lot of things going on in the background that has great value for us, that we can improve the products, our processes, our policies, and so on, because we get everything measured and we can track where we have problems. So we can really improve long term with help of that. And of course, we are getting ready for the future. We are enabling a new support organization that really is ready to take on digital and new technology, of course. One good question we can ask is what is the total demand of service? To the left, we have the traditional assisted model with 3 different tiers, where you start with the first line at the top and then go down. What we have seen is that when we implement good self-service, we can increase the amount of solved tickets with 10%. And if you have the possibility to also add your community and social media, depending on what products you have, of course, you can add up to 30% solved issues in that channel. So let's say that we have, for example, 10,000 tickets a month in an assisted model. We see that it's very common that you can increase that to 100,000 solved issues a month just with the help of self-service. And of course, if you continue with the community and social media, that grows even larger. So what looks like 10,000 tickets to start with could actually be potential 400,000 per month that you could help, and which will improve customer experience and help your customers. So to summarize this, we have 5 support focus areas that we mentioned. It's the proactive customer support, personalized customer journeys, AI, use it and try to see how you can use it to really empower your teams rather than automate everything. Ticket deflection, think self-service, and think healthy knowledge base, and you will get more time to do strategic, important stuff with the technology and develop better products that you don't have time for if you are doing a lot of this in a human channel. And omni-channel support. Look at your different channels that you provide today to your customers. Are you missing any channels, and are these channels connected? Is it different knowledge bases? And if it is, how can you connect them to each other? How can you provide the information between the different channels for your support and service team? We have also said that customer experience wins over products and brands. If we drill down and look at knowledge management more specifically, we can see that I would like to recommend you to think about knowledge as a central part of what you do. Use knowledge as a way of delivering better customer experience in all your channels, and use new technology, but have the right expectations. And if you focus on save your customers time, they will reward you. Thank you so much for listening. Please drop me an email if you have any questions or if you want a presentation, and please keep in touch. Thank you so much.